Good evening, viewers at home. You are welcome to the evening news. My name is Kayode Adebayo. President Muhammadu Buhari has assured U.S. potential investors of massive investment opportunities in Nigeria, especially in the non-oil sector of the economy. The president gave the assurance at a dialogue session with some U.S. investors, Nigerian officials, diplomats, and as well as experts from the private sector in Washington, D.C. A report said that the Presidential Dialogue Nigeria Business and Investment Forum was held on the sidelines of the 2022 U.S.-Africa Leaders Summit. He said the outcome of the massive effort and investment by his administration in infrastructural development and refurbishment led to the reconstruction of 21 selected federal roads totaling 1,804.6 kilometers. He further said that Nigeria, like other countries of the world, is facing economic challenges occasioned by the disruptions as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic and the ongoing Ukraine war, as well as the climate change in which massive flooding is one of manifestations. Nigeria can be a better place to live if the main stakeholders, particularly Nigerian leaders, can showcase the needed virtues to have a new nation. A legal practitioner, Mr. Kayode Adebisi, gave the submission while speaking against the backdrop of the behavior of the former Senate President, Senator Ike Ekerimadu's travails shortly after playing a guest on Osbc television current affairs program Saturday Morning Treat. According to the legal practitioner, the leader should desist from embarking on impoverishing program, but to empower the youth to guarantee ideal society where laws can triumph over lawlessness as they have it in the developed countries. He speaks further.
Surrendering their sovereignty. When you give them your PVC, you are surrendering your sovereignty. That's your franchise. Giving you 2,000, 5,000. The fact that INEC is doing voters education. But because of the so-called poverty, and I don't believe it's poverty, because of the values that have been turned upside down. I got the points. They engage in the contracts for kidney transplants in the UK. But the other issue is whether or not they comply with the modern slavery acts in the UK, which require that a doctor there must certify that the boy was doing it not for commercial purpose. He was doing it on a humanitarian grant. So I think when they established the fact that he had been promised scholarship and certain amount of proprietary interest, that was the reason why they charged him and the wife to the UK district magistrates.
Chairman of Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, has warned that the 2023 general elections might be jeopardized if the spate of attacks on its facilities across the country is not checked. Yakubu raised the alarm while speaking at a public hearing by the House of Representatives ad hoc committee investigating attacks on INEC offices and facilities across the country. He, however, stated that despite the attacks, the Commission was determined to continue with the preparations for the elections, warning, however, that the implication will be far-reaching if not curtailed. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, while declaring the hearing open, said the House was disturbed by the systematically orchestrated attacks and resolved to set up an ad hoc committee to investigate the remote and immediate causes of the incessant attacks on INEC facilities. Governor Ademola Adeleke has approved the reversal of school fees of Osun State Polytechnic Ire to the initial amount prior to July 2022 governorship election. It will be recalled that the tuition fees for fresh students was increased from 67,850 to 112,850 for students offering science-related courses, while those offering management-related courses were asked to pay 97,300 from the initial 57,300. The reversal was approved after the student union leadership of the institution called the attention of the government to the increment and appealed for it to be reversed. However, management of Osun State Polytechnic Ire has announced the suspension of the new fees approved by the 8th Governing Council of the institution for newly admitted students. Osun State chapter of the People's Democratic Party says the recent disclosures on the state debt provided by Governor Ademola Adeleke are part of the twin agenda to clean up the state finance and commence sustainable governance. A release by the Osun State PDP caretaker chairman, Dr. Akindele Adekunle, explained that the development is in fulfillment of Senator Adeleke's pledge to run an open government, which is the foundation for achieving good governance. Dr. Adekunle described the debt question as a subject of secrecy for so long, with attendant negative consequences on the state finance, investors' perception, and general well-being of Osun people. The party accused the previous administration over the handling of the state debt profile and commended Governor Ademola Adeleke for his transparency and accountability. The statement added that Osun people appreciate Governor Adeleke for opening the state books for all to see, pointing out that it takes courage and commitment for a leader to act the way he did. The PDP assured the people that Governor Adeleke is not weakened in his resolve to deliver on his 5-point agenda, saying the administration has mapped out plans to deliver on good governance. The Minister of Interior, who was a former governor of Osun State, has blamed the recent disclosures from the state governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke, on the administration of Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola. A statement signed by his media aide, Mr. Sholafa Shure, said the situation would have been avoided if the Oyetola's administration had set up a transition committee and cooperated well with the then incoming governor. According to the statement, that would have allowed both parties to compare notes and prevented rancor, stating that instead of that, landmines were being created for the new government by the Oyetola's administration. It explained with certainty that if the government of Ademola Adeleke takes the matter up to the EFCC, there will be problems for the Oyetola's administration. While admitting that his administration took loans, Mr. Aregbesola said the two major ones he took had been liquidated, while the remaining ones are long-term concessional facilities given to the state by the federal government with minimum monthly deductions. Sons and daughters of the ancient town of Telemu in Olaoluwa local government area of Osun State have been charged to look back and contribute to the development of the town, describing it as their way of giving back to their place of birth. The Olowo of Telemu, Oba Ajiboye Madojutola, said this at the end of the year health fair put together by JRO Foundation. Speaking with Osbc News, the founder of the foundation, Dr. Mrs. Ronke Oluwoye, and her husband, Professor Jacob Oluwoye, stated that the foundation is committed to financially support and help rural school children and youths struggling with poverty, specifically in selected rural communities. This also includes helping the less privileged obtain human services such as education, clothing, and resources for better living. Free drugs were distributed to the beneficiaries, as well as eye test, blood sugar levels, and blood pressure tests were conducted. Activities lined up for the 25th anniversary of Fadilullah and Muslim Mission of Nigeria continues today at the mission's headquarters, Olutimei Estate, Okeayepe, Osogbo, Osun State. A statement by the Amira of Fadilullah Worldwide, Sheida Mujidat Adeoye, indicates that Tobani and award ceremony holds today, while the grand finale follows tomorrow morning, featuring fundraising and donation towards the propagation of Islam. The statement explained further that the governor of Osun State, Senator Ademola Adeleke, is the special guest of honor, with the secretary to the state government, Alhaji Teslim Igalaye, the former director of SSS, Chief Adebowale Amao, the Ashiwaju Adini of Idobu, Alhaji Asis Kolade, and Alhaji Abdulsalam Giwa as guests of honor. It's added that the Ataja of Osogbo Bajima Oyetunji Laroye II is the royal host, while the Olowo of Owile, Oba Muhammad Kozim Raji, is the royal father of the day, and the Grand Imam of Osun State, Sheikh Musa Anima Shahun, as the spiritual father of the day. Now to sport. The Federation of International Football Association is to reconsider the format of the 2026 World Cup in the United States, Mexico, and Canada. President Gianni of the World Football Governing Body, Gianni Infantino, disclosed this at a news conference in Qatar after attending a FIFA Council meeting. He further disclosed that the teams will increase from 32 to 48 for the competition and are said to be divided into 16 groups of 3, with the top 2 progressing to the last 32. Infantino said 3.2 million spectators had attended the games compared with an overall 3.3 million at the 2018 World Cup in Russia. The group stages in Qatar included some exciting final games as countries tried to secure a top 2 place to qualify for the last 16. And now on the foreign scene, Malaysian authorities says landslide death toll has risen to 23 as rescue workers sourced muddy train for survivors and bodies, including children, at an organic farm near the town of Batangkali. 10 people are still missing after a pre-dawn landslide hit the site, while the chances of finding survivors in the mud and debris by Selangor State Fire and Rescue are slim. Officials said there had been more than 90 people, most of them asleep, at the campsite near a mountain casino resort when the landslide struck. Authorities said 61 people had been found safe or rescued. 2 of the victims were believed to be a mother and a child in a state of embrace buried under the earth. Authorities said that the farm did not have a license to run a campsite, and its operators would be punished if they were found to have broken the law. And that ends the evening news on Osbc TV. Please join us at 7 for major report. Good evening.